Good morning. Long time no see. It's Lisa Bergin coming to you on Wednesday, the 17th of January 2024 for a Flosstube update. So the main reason that I haven't been with you since last April is because sadly in November I had to have my nearly 17-year-old collie dog put down. This is lovely Lily. If you follow me on social media, you'll have seen photographs of lovely Lily because I've posted about it. But if you only watch Flosstube, then you wouldn't know. But that is the main reason I haven't been here, because Lily, in the last 6 or 9 months of her life, was increasingly incontinent, both bladder and bowel. So if she needed to go out, she needed to go out, and I don't edit my videos, so that would mean me getting up and having and actually getting her to go out would take me about 20 minutes because she was very slow because her legs were going. So anyway, I didn't film then during that period of time because of my elderly failing dog. I'm still very, very upset about it. I'm trying to be cheerful because if I dwell on it, I get upset. But yes, she is very, very much missed, particularly on my walks, because she was for 16 years. I took her out up until the last year daily, usually twice a day. So anyway, that's the main reason why I haven't been here. And then I was going to come back a little bit earlier than now. But at the beginning of December, my darling son gave me a nasty cold. And then at Christmas, when I was going to film over the Christmas period, I got COVID. So it's been December wasn't the best of months. I think I fell for both of them. I think because I was grieving for Lily, I think my resistance to things was a lot lower than it normally is. I might get one cold a year. I don't tend to get them. I usually fly. The family might get them, but I might get the odd sniffle, but nothing major. Anyway, that's the reason why I'm not here. So I'm going to do a quick recap of what I managed to get completed in 2023, and then I'll go on to what I'm working on now and give you a few stats if I can find my book, which is there. So I've got myself a new notebook where I jot down stuff, just notes to myself, and my new planner. This is this year's planner, which is, I think I've shown you these before, but they have a monthly, so I put all my projects in here. So I'll show you January so you can see the mess that is January. So here's January, all tied up and what I've done and what I haven't done and what have you. So so planner and notebook. So I'll open my notebook at the page I want because I did write a few notes down. Right, okie dokes. So 2023, what I finished. So let's open up what I finished. I had in total 10 cross stitch finishes and 2 crochet finishes. Well, I'll show you the crochet first because it'll be easier than I can settle down. This one, which is my granny shawl, which I use quite a bit because I live in the cold corner here. And then this one too. This one too, which is, push it back. This one too, which is the, it's meant to be like Cath Kidston style colours. And it's a granny blanket, and it's a 8 by 8, 7 round square. So yeah, put you back up there out the way. Probably fall on me in a minute because it usually does. Anyway, so that was the crochet finishes, and now the cross stitch finishes. So I'll do the smalls first, and then the bigger pieces. So I finished this Mill Hill, which was Cozy Christmas Santa. There you go, and I finished Gingerbread House. It hasn't been fully finished yet because I'm debating what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to finish it as an ornament or as the magnet, which it is meant to be. And then I had 4 bookmarks. So this is a Michael Powell, which is called, let's do it up the right way, Michael Powell, White House Sunset. There you go, that's getting the colours better. There you go, because the light's coming through the window there, so it's every now and then it goes. But there you go. That's so if I turn it over, it's not good. There you go. So there you go. White House Sunset bookmark from Michael Powell. Then we have Russian Doll Textile Heritage. Get the colours a bit better. There you go. Inspired by Outlander, again by Textile Heritage. It says Sassenach down the down the side there. If you know Outlander, you know that that's the pet name that Jamie gives to Claire. And then finally, Flowery Mead bookmark again from Textile Heritage. So that is the smalls, all my smalls. Then I finished, I think, I'm not sure if it's called Autumn Sampler. It's a Prairie Schooler, and it's Autumn something. Autumn Leaves, that's what it's called. And this is on a piece of 32 count even weave, I think. I don't think it's linen, I think it's even weave. So it'd be Murano, wouldn't it? On a like a beigey, light mocha sort of colour. I really enjoyed it. That was really quick stitch as well, so that's good. Sorry they're not ironed, but they're all my finished projects are rolled up in. I roll them all up and then put them in a pillowcase. And then I finally finished the final one in the series of, these are from Just a Moment Designs. Just a Moment no longer exists, but they did blackwork, mainly blackwork designs, but they also did cross stitch as well. And there was four countries: England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. This is the Ireland, so this is the last one I've done. So that's that one now finished, with the Celtic knots on it. And then my next sort of semi-big one, which is Just Nan's Queen of the Needle, which I started on my birthday last year and finished, I think it was October I finished it, so I finished well ahead of schedule, which was, you know, was meant to be the piece for the year. And then finally, I started this, I think, in 2015, so it was well due to be finished, and that is Raven Queen from Mirabilia. So, I can't really, yeah, there you go. God, if I lean back, you'll get it, there we go. Sorry, it's not very much of a close-up, but there we go. So, yep, so that's that one. So that's all the finishes I had in 2023. So, 2024. So what are we doing in 2024? Well, I am, let me just move all those pieces out of the way, so I don't get confused with what I'm doing. Right, okay, so 2024. Right, so I have basically a plan, because that's what I do. I write lists and try and stick to them as best I can. Last year I actually did really quite well on the whole. I had a couple of months where I didn't do much stitching, but I had, you know, a lot of stitching was done. And I think actually if I go back to my Instagram, I can tell you about last year's stitching a bit before I carry on. Sorry, it's a bit waffly. I'm, you know, new back and all that. Now let me find the post where I, was it that one? Let's have a look. Right, yes. So here we go. So the stats for last year, I did put this on Instagram. So if you followed me on Instagram, you've seen it. So I did 122,934 stitches over 829.5 hours on 313 days. So I didn't stitch every day last year. February, July and October, I stitched every day of the month. My least stitching days was December at 16, but I did have COVID. Although, strangely, December along with August had my best stitches per hour ratio at 157 stitches, but my overall average for the whole year was 148 stitches an hour. So there we go. So if you're interested in that, I tracked it and I'm tracking it again this year because I'm a sado. Anyway, get back to 2024. So I am working on, this month currently I'm working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 projects I'm working on in January. Well, no, it'll be 10, but I'm only showing you 9 now because one comes out probably on Saturday. So I'll show you what I've been working on. So I'm taking part in Whip Go this year, and the first Whip Go project that came out, called out, was this one, which is Snooty Parrots. There we go, Snooty Parrots. And I added 1,217 stitches over 8 1/4 hours, and my goal was 750. And so here we are. This is Snooty Parrot. So you have to excuse the awful lack of ironing. But the bit I worked on mainly, let me fold it down a bit so we can see it. The bit I worked on mainly was the parrot here, did all the parrot and the tree, and I had to, the reason that it was so many stitches more than 750 was I had to, this border was out by 1 stitch, so I had to take it all back and re-stitch it. So yeah, this is stitched on 40 count rosewood Newcastle linen, and I really enjoyed, I think the colours are wonderful in the parrot, it really makes it pop. So yeah, so I was really happy with that. So that project's been worked on, and that's my first filled in square for Whipco. So that's that one done. Okie doke. So the next project that I've been working on is Holiday Village. And initially I was going to be working on it for 55 stitches because I turned 55 on New Year's Day. So I was going to be working on it 55 stitches per day, but I'm finding that isn't really working for me. It eats in too much time because I do it in the morning and then I do my full coverage, and it's just taking up too much time because this isn't an easy 55 stitches. 55 stitches could take an hour because it's fiddly. So I've decided this is going to be my secondary focus piece. So my main focus piece is Anton Uffindale, which is a sample that I started on my 50th birthday, and I'm working 12 days out of January on Anne, and then any remaining days, so if I miss days so Anne has to equal 12 before I go on to the next thing. And I think this will probably only get 3 more days this month, but it's had how many days did I work on it for? Let me tell you. I worked on it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I've done 12 at least 55 stitches on it already, so if it only gets 3 evenings, it's not a problem. It's had a decent crack at the whip sort of thing. So that is going to be my secondary project, and once Anne is finished, then this goes up, and then I move the next. So I'm sort of rotating my. I've mentioned before, I don't know whether it might have been in not my last incarnation, but the previous one when I was doing Flosstube. But I use a category system for my projects, so. And I call it sold. So it's samplers, other, ladies, and dimension or dimension style projects. So I'm finishing a sampler. I finished my last project I finished last year was I finished an other and a lady last year quite late on. So sampler and dimensions are the ones that haven't been dealt with. So sampler, and then dimensions. And this is a bigger one, and I've finished a few small dimensions. I haven't finished the big dimensions yet, so I need to get a big dimensions finished. And I've also got about 4 Christmas projects I need to get a Christmas project finished as well. So that's the reasoning. Anyway, so this is Holiday Village, and it's stitched on 16 count dove grey. I started this on the 9th of March 2019, so it's coming up for 5 years old. I don't think I'm going to get it finished this year. I think when I worked it out with if I was doing 55 stitches a day, I could get it finished by next year. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how. I'm going to have to see how much I get done over the three or 4 days I get, because I need. I think 55 stitches a day works out at about 3,000 stitches for the month. It's quite. Let's see, because I need whatever days I'm doing on it to equal. It has to equal, otherwise I won't get it finished. And I really do want it finished by next year, because it's getting silly really. Let's see. No, it's 17. Yeah, okay, so I need to get around, let's say 1750 stitches on it to be the equivalent to doing it at 55 stitches a day. So that's the goal on that one. So I'm going to have to, next month when I write out my thing, I have to make time somehow to get that amount on it, because I want to get this finished by the end of next year. And I've been finding that when I set a time scale for a project, it gets done. like I say, I want this finished by, and I seem to get it done. When I airy fairy don't care, it can just sit and think. I mean, I did manage to put stitches in every single project last year, but that was because I spent December making sure that every single whip that I was carrying forward had stitches in it, at least 100, and I did that. So anyway, you've seen the picture. Do you want to see the actual stitches? I'm waffling. You'll have to excuse me. I'm really out of practice. Anyway, so this is where I currently am. So it is growing. It's growing. So recently I've been working in this area down here at the bottom, filling in. As you can see, I've got hanging threads because I've got to go back to it. But yeah, so it's coming along. One day, this time next year, hopefully, well, no, towards the end of next year, hopefully that will be finished. So, but obviously when I get Anne Tong finished, this is going to go up. So it could potentially get finished this year. We'll see. There's about 40,000 stitches to go, I think. I think it was about 60,000. I think it's about 60,000 in total. I think I worked out. Or maybe 45. It might actually be 45. And I've got about at least a quarter done. So, well, it's possible. Yeah, who knows? We might get that one done this year. But anyway, the reason I'm a bit confused about it all was because initially this wasn't going to be the secondary project, it was going to be something else. But because I'm not happy with the 55 a day, that's becoming secondary. So yeah, waffle, never mind. So the next project, I started this last September just to get it going. So I wanted to get one, there's 25 pages, I wanted to get one page done, which left me with 24 pages. I'm doing half a page a month, that's 48 months, so this gets finished in 2027. So I don't have to change the date that's on here somewhere. There's a date on here somewhere. Where did I see the date? You know what? When you look for something, you never can see it. And I can't... no, I can't see a date on it. Oh yeah, no, I can't see it. That beep was my son telling me he's going off to Cheltenham. Which I'll have to respond to because otherwise it'll beep again. Hang on a second, let me just respond. Right. I was sure there was a date on it, it said 2007, and I can't see it. 2027 even, yeah. I can't see it. Oh, okay, well anyway. It doesn't seem to be on this chart here, but I'm sure I saw 2027 on it somewhere. Oh well, anyway, that's when I'm going to get it finished. As I say, very waffly, I apologise. And this is where I am. So I've finished the first page, and I'm on page 2, and hopefully I will get a half done by the end of the month. I didn't do as much this weekend. You can see there's lots of hanging threads, they should have all been worked in, and I wasn't feeling it. So there we go, that's Saga. That's where it is at the moment. So yeah, this is on 40 count Verdal, the same as I did Death by Cross Stitch. And again, ow, the needle got me. Let me just put that in the thingy. Ow, got stabbed. Oh, and it's made me bleed. Oh. Anyway, right. Next project, I need my phone to show you what it looks like finished. So the next project is my second Whipco project, and I worked on it a day early. I was meant to be working on it today, but my eyes were playing up last night. I thought I needed something that was a little bit less taxing. There we go. So this is the second project, Peacock Topaz by Carolyn Manning Designs. And I think it was 300 and something last night, wasn't it? 394 stitches, so that's just over half my requirement, and it's this way. And I worked down here, so let me get, there it goes better. That makes the colours look better. And this is on like a beige 16 count or 18 count Ada. So yeah, 2 over 1. I'm doing this, so yeah. And somehow I had the number 34, which is one of the new DMC threads, or newer DMC threads, Can't find it, don't know where it's gone. So I'm gonna have to get another one of them. So that's why there's a few gaps, because that's where that should be stitched. But I thought I'd work down here instead and see how we go. But yeah, so I might work on this again tonight and get this whip go out of the way and work on something else next week. Okie doke, so that's that. What do we have next? Right, so we have a couple of bookmarks that I'm working on. So the first one I'm working on is Ginger Tom. This is a defunct company now, and this is Duchess bookmark. And I work this on Sunday mornings before my husband gets up, and I put in about 100 stitches generally. So just put the thread out of the way. That is my goal, is to get at least 100 in, and here is where it is at the moment. And this one has a back, another piece of Ada that you stitch a little bit in the centre and a border, and then you join them together and fray the edges. It's a nice easy bookmark finish. And then the other bookmark I'm doing is now I can't tell you who the designer is because it's on the iPad that I'm filming on, but I will put down in the drop down bar at the when I've finished editing the video and what have you. Well, not editing, but when I'm loading, I will add the information about who the designer is for this. So this is a book tracker bookmark. I went for the 100. Before Christmas, I did all the outline and the boxes, and then I'm filling in the books. I've read 4 so far this year. And when I've actually done it, I just go over again with one more strand of black just to make the book stand out. So anyway, that's where I am so far. So I've read 3, and I'm doing it by genre. So I've read 3 books that are in what I call crime mystery thriller genre. On the actual bookmark design, it has mystery and thriller as 2 separate, but in my book journal, I have it all together CMT. So but there are a few genres I don't use, so I've swapped a few around, but on the whole I'm using her colour scheme. So this is, I think the blue is the thriller, even though these are all mysteries that I've read here. I think mystery was a grey colour, and I thought that'd be a bit boring. And then the fourth one is general fiction, which is 3746 purple. Yeah, so that's 100, and this year I read 104, and there are spaces there to put this up to 108 if I need to. So I bought the 100 a year shelf. So yeah, so that's that going. It's just on a piece of 16 count white Ada, DMC 3. It's 3/2 for the. It's all 3/2. It's 3/2, and then it's meant to be 2/2 for the outline. 3/1, sorry, and then 2/1 for the back stitching, but it's ending up being 3/1 for the back stitching as well, because I put the boxes in, but then you need to go over again to make it to pop. So yeah, so anyway, that's that one. Getting there slowly but surely. Then we have, excuse me a second. Then we have my main focus piece, Anne Tom Uffindale. And so far this month, I'm a bit behind on her. As I said, my eyes were playing up, so that's the reason why I haven't done much this week. At night time, my eyes just weren't focusing for 40 count. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm halfway. So if I might work on her tonight actually. Who knows? I might. And that would give me, so just looking. Yeah, by next week I can have caught up, and then Holiday Village can have some days before the end of the month. So it's not all doom and gloom yet. I've done half the days I allotted for it so far, and we are only halfway through the month, so that's fair enough. Anyway, and I've decided to come back up top to work up here. So I started on the bit that I've been terrified of, the satin stitch thing down there, but doesn't look too bad. But I'm mainly working over here. I'm trying to get this right hand fluff on it now. Right hand side. Let's get the light right, because the sun's decided to come out. Here we go. Get that right hand side there, and finish off that bowl and what have you. But it's coming on. It's coming on. This will be finished this year. It's over 5 years old now, so it's got to be finished. And it was going to be finished in my 50th year. I mean, and it's, yeah, you know. Then before I do the final piece, I've also, let me take a sip of tea and then I will carry on because it's probably gone cold now. It's very lukewarm. So I'm taking part in WhipGo. You've seen the 2 WhipGo projects, so there are another 23 to go. And I, as of January the 1st, had 55 whips. So there's 25 in WhipGo. Then I was working on about another 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 or 7 that I knew I was going to be working on or would get finished in 2024 without me having to think about it. Which leaves quite a lot. I think there's about 20 around about 20 projects that haven't been worked on but need to be. So the first, but I want to put in at least 100 stitches in all of them. So the first one I picked out was Christmas Interior by Luca S. And here we are, and I've put in 111 stitches in this section here that was completely blank, and I am going to complete this bit before I put it away. So before this week ends, I will be getting that finished, and it might possibly happen tonight because I know I've got some time this evening upstairs that I can actually do that. So I might get that filled in tonight. So that will go. So that's at least another 100 stitches there, probably 200. So it would have had at least what is yeah. So that's that. Yeah, that's a project that wasn't in my plans for the month, but I want, as I say, I want to work my way through the various whips that aren't active whips this year in any sense or form. And then my final project, where's the phone gone, is my full coverage. I've got 2 full coverages on the go, but my main full coverage, which I try to add 3,500 stitches on a month. So there we go, that's it's what it should look like when it's finished. Early snowfall, large. And I'm about 200 stitches away from hitting target for January. And here we go, where are we? Here we go. Here we are. So you can see I've done all the way down the bottom there. And across here. I'm about 44% in, I think, now. And I'm working on this page, the second page, second row, second page is what I'm working on at the moment, trying to get finished. I'm going right to left this year, get that bit, and then I'll come back. So I should get the next row of pages easily done on that next row, and then I'll come back the other way. So yeah, and this is scheduled to be finished in 2026. At 3,500 stitches a month. This will be finished in 2026, at the end of 2026. So, and I think in 2026 I will probably bump it up to more time, because at the moment it gets about an hour and a half in the morning. Because I'm up very early, and before people are out and about. So I usually have my breakfast, sit and listen to an audiobook, and stitch for half an hour to. Well, between half an hour and a half, depending on how late I get going. But usually I'm ready to go at 6:30, so that takes me to 8 in the morning. So it's no one's doing anything before I do in the morning. I can't go out for a walk, but it's too dark. I won't go out in the dark. So excuse me. Let me just put my feet up. Right. So that's that. The other thing I wanted to mention, I love stitching with these hoops. Now, my original hoop was from, I think, Siesta Frames. These are exactly the same. They're from Hobbycraft in the UK. So if you have Hobbycraft, you can get them, and they come in various sizes. But what I like, they have this lip, and that lip grips your fabric. You can see it. It grips the fabric, and then you tighten it, and I just love them. So these are the 6-inch hoop. It's my favourite size. It's ideal. I find it ideal for me. I do have a. Have I got it here anywhere? I have in the other style, because the other style they come into. So this is the other brand, but in the smaller one. And I actually have. Hang on, I should have. That's interesting. Oh, maybe I haven't got it down here at the moment. Yeah, I haven't got it down here at the moment. So anyway, but this is the other brand. So the only difference in this is that the inner ring is exactly the same colour. And so the green is the small one. You then have blue, the same as this, at the next size. Then it's orange in the next size up, and then a shocking pink in the 12. I think it's a 12-inch one, which I never got on with. That's too big. I can work in the 10-inch or 8-inch. Maybe it's 10. So this is 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. So this is a 6-inch. This is a 4-inch, and then there's I think these do at least an 8. I'm not sure if they do a 10. They definitely was a slightly big one, but this is the size I like best. It works for me. So the only other project that I'll be working on this month, and I haven't got it with me. I thought it was down here, but I obviously haven't brought it down yet. Is Bedtime Story, which is pain-free craft design with mice. Like mice being told a story in bed with like a patchwork quilt on him. And my goal for that is to do 1750 stitches, and that one will be finished in 2027. So say ones where I put a time scale on it, I just find I'm achieving better. So that's really it, I think. I've told you why I wasn't here. I've told you what I'm doing. I did write something else down. So far this month, so we're up to yesterday, I haven't included today's stitching that I've done. But up to halfway through the month, day 16, with 15 days to go. I've stitched every day this month. Go me. I've done a total of 8,322 stitches. I've stitched for 51 3/4 hours. And that gives me an average stitch count of 161 so far. I think it will be less by the end, when I do the total for the actual month. I think it will be less because I've already noticed my enthusiasm a bit has waned. So, because I think most people start the year off like, got to get, and because I didn't get much done in December, I struggled with December with cold and then COVID, and also I had a stiff shoulder at the end of December as well, so that didn't help matters. I couldn't stitch because my shoulder was hurting. So yeah. So anyway, but I think it'll probably be back nearer the 150. I'm between 145 and 150 is really my stitch rate on the whole. I've just been a bit lucky with some of the projects that have had lots of block stitching, so that obviously if you can do block stitching, it speeds it up. Anyway, enough rabbiting, and I'm not going to say when I'll be back because I don't want to jinx things. Hopefully, possibly at the end of the month, I'll do a wrap up of the end of the month, but I'll only show the projects that I've continued working on. So that will be, I won't show early snowfall because it's got a couple of hundred stitches to go on it, and you won't be able to see the difference. So it'll be Bedtime Story, it'll be Saga, Holiday Village. So it'll be a shorter video anyway. And then hopefully if I can do it sort of half monthly, that'd be quite nice, because then it isn't quite as long, that she says. It shouldn't be. It is this month because I've shown you what I did last year and blah, 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 blah. Anyhow, until next time, stay safe and well. Take care. Bye-bye.